If you guys are having a hard time closing out a close game, then maybe this is the video for you. I thought I'd go in through some gameplay. We had a 3 stack, so there was one random on our team. I imagine it was the same for the enemy team as well, and it ended up being a really close game. So let's talk about some of the points that happened in this game. So off the start here, I immediately like to go over to the top attic area because I normally get this angle on a turbine player, and I have an advantage on that guy because of the height differences. So I like to take that challenge most of the time. Right here, I think I hear a guy is coming from long haul, either that or I got a call out, and I thought he was already jumping up to attic. If that's the case, this is a decent play. But what I think is a higher percentage chance of success is to not drop off here, which is like to my left. You're out in the open, but directly behind me are the batteries and also the platform from attic that I was standing on. If I back up off of that platform and fall down towards the batteries area, I have a lot more things to play with, a lot of geometry around me, and that will enable me to play my life a little bit better because there's more cover. So this is the first mistake that I see in my own gameplay here. I go for my first option, which is in my head just to fall down here. So that's a habit that I need to change. So for the future, hopefully, I can start backing up properly and, reinforce a new habit, because that's all what this is, a series of habits. I end up, being punished for that. So let's see what happens after. We end up getting the camo here. That's obviously a good thing. And I go right back up in the attic. Okay. So clearly I got some sort of call out here. I think I got a call out, or I may have seen that my teammate died up where I was already going, and I assumed he got this player weak. So I was going in thinking that I had an advantage. If he got him really weak, I can go in for a melee for that instant kill, and I would be no shields afterwards because chances are he's going to get a melee on me as well. But clearly that wasn't the case. He has an advantage because he had full health and he had a mangler, which is a one-shot beatdown. So there was a lot of things not going in my favor, and I think that what actually happened was I really wanted to help my teammate out so bad by getting that trade that it ended up forcing me to get tunnel visioned. And now that we have this information here, let's see how I could have played it better. So I'll back up here and let's find the moment where I'm committing. So I can see that my teammate has that little 0 mark, which either means that he has no shields or he's in the process of dying right now. So I just assume he's dead, and I'm immediately thinking, I got to help this guy. Oh, I can actually see on the kill feed now. I'm surprised I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, the kill feed is saying he had already died. So I must have got the call out to, in my head was to just go over there and finish the fight. I notice how there's 2 guys shooting me from top A. So the best play I could have done here, instead of taking damage from 3 players, is to just back up. Like, sometimes you can't take that fight. Maybe throw a grenade into this this top attic area, maybe 2, and see if you can get the kill on a full HP player. But honestly, if I backed up to the long haul and hung out with a teammate, the chances of us 2v1ing someone is a lot higher than whatever I'm doing here. So keep that in mind. You want to keep a numbers, some kind of advantage, and in this case we're talking about a numbers advantage. See if I can fast forward through here. Nice. So nading this orange hall because we just died in orange hall, so I'm assuming there's a player still in there. And I see gunshots. I didn't see that guy because of the smoke, but I'm seeing him now. So what you're about to see is probably... Alright. I thought it was going to be bad here for a second. I don't like that fight too much because of the grenades. And this is me getting shot in the back from the same area where I just got a kill. So I'm a little confused. I'm assuming there's only one person watching that, but apparently there was two. And now I'm being shot in the back, and there's no real way I can hide here. I can just ask for help. If I'm on top of this grapple, I can basically just hang out up there and ask for help. Or if I'm fast enough, I can jump from the grapple up to that battery ledge. Basically, it's on the opposite side of the shock rifle, and I can try to get my way back into those pipes. But at the same time, he's coming from pipes, so he might double back and assume that we're going that route and fight. So either way, I'm in some sort of hairy situation where I need help. And since I already turned right here, I'm basically I'm kind of screwed. If I were to play this a little bit differently and I knew that there was a guy there for whatever reason, I probably would have tried to play my life a little bit better by jumping into the pit where the camo spawns. So let me see if I could have done that. So this is where I get a LBR on this guy, and then my shields don't even fully regen. So about right here, instead of cutting right, maybe I cut left. But notice how I'm seeing my teammate here at the top of the attic, so maybe I'm thinking I'm definitely going to get help if I play my life over by the grapple spawn. So doesn't end up happening. I think that at the time I thought a little bit too late. Oh, I can just jump up to the battery ledge, but obviously didn't even get the first jump. Yeah, this is a spot you're going to see me in quite often just because you have so much vision on the rest of the map. You can play your life pretty nicely in the hall as well, so that's nice. And that's exactly what I was doing there. I noticed that Lan Valen was playing B right there well. He wasn't making himself an easy target. Controller players have a hard time aiming straight down on a strafing player, and he knew that. And he ends up winning the fight here, so let's figure out what happened here. So, first of all, like I said before, I don't even like this spot. Everything over in this corner just is easily naded. So, and I'm pretty sure I get naded there, whatever the fuck was that. Oh, let me see. It could be the disruptor, because I saw the electric, I think. Yeah, that looks like he has the disruptor, so... He basically just uses it as a combo weapon and flips over to the BR for the headshot. Yeah, it was just a bad one-on-one. I mean, you don't have to one-on-one everything in this game. Like, have another teammate next to you. If there isn't one, fall back and get into a position where if somebody gets into a fight with you, there's two of you shooting at one enemy. And that's something I didn't do. I was thinking, let me just hold from this hallway from up close. You can hold the hallway and, do that by backing up. You don't have to be so close to the turbine. I mean, imagine if two players came from turbine. It's the same bad play. This guy I just lose because he has camo. He ends up going Mangler. And this is kind of a problem. Clearly I was shot from attic. And for whatever reason, I'm going towards the orange hall, which is where an attic player is. So this is just a lack of awareness, I guess, as to where I was being shot from. So I should really stay bottom turbine here and hang out underneath the stairs or something until my shields respawn, because there's a chance that the camo player went into the pit instead of coming over to turbine. So we'll find out what exactly happened here. I can't tell. I don't know. I don't think that's the camo player. I think this guy's been sitting on the turbine for a while. But yeah, if I stood underneath the stairs, this guy wouldn't be shooting at me. So that was probably a better play in this case. I think those were most of the bad plays in this game. There's one more, and that's the one that ends up costing us the game. And we'll see that here in a minute. So if I'm not top attic, chances are I'm top A, where I'm at now. And again, it's because you can see so much of the map. It reminds me of standing on top of the towers on Pit on Halo 3. And it's just generally a good spot to be in. We're just kind of playing it slow here. I'm communicating with my teammate, and I'm just happy he ended up getting the trade here, but I don't think that I should have died. I should have been paying more attention to what we were both watching. Right now I'm trying to figure out where my third player, or where my fourth ended up dying. And how he ended up dying. I have to push this guy because I was being shot in the back from top A, I think. And he was chasing, and I get a lucky mangler shot, making him weak for the cleanup. And this A jump up is, you know, it's a pretty popular thing to do, but I mean, it's still kind of underrated because you're almost always flanking someone, because unless it's oddball or something, they're not really watching that jump up. That spot's okay because you can back up and fall into the pit, and it gives you quite a bit of cover being down here with all the walls around you and whatnot. At least I wasn't out in the open like I was at the beginning of this game. So we know that this guy's stuck left because we never see him cross right, and I calm that to my teammate. Easy 2v1. Nearly a 3v1, seeing Clay was on the top of the attic. And that ledge is a nice spot, especially if your teammate's making first contact on the doorway in the long haul. So it's good to be peeking from two different angles, because if we both went long haul, chances are we would have both gotten hit by one nade. I get a call out that there's a guy going for camo, and I make that my priority here since it's Slayer. And yeah, I end up getting out BR'd. My settings weren't right with the dead zones, and I end up hitting more of this bridge, I think, than the enemy. Yeah, that's that heavy aim shit. Luckily, I got my settings more dialed in now since this game. I remember calling this out, and luckily he ends up running away from the nades that were there. But they end up getting the trade because this guy has camo. The guy who out-BR'd me earlier, of course. So, let me see if there's anything I could have done better. I just don't like the position I was in there. I don't think I spawned there. Alright, so he comes from where I died last time with when he had camo. So, Oh, okay. I thought that my teammate was top center still going to help. So I just assumed my teammate was top B, ready to help here. Yeah, this isn't a terrible play. You know, chances are I probably still would have done that today.
Nearing victory.
All right, I think that this is where things start getting really bad. I remember this this Orange Hall area is where we started dying, and it was totally my fault, and I'll tell you how. So right now we're both watching the same entrance. I get we're trying to double this guy, but as soon as we aren't doubling him, we need to be focused on the other entrances into the Orange Hall. There's the stairs, and there's coming from Turbine. You have that, you know, that plasma pistol entrance. So the chances of them jumping up from B here are slim, so I should really be watching the entrance from Turbine, and my buddy Rexy over here should be watching the stairs and this entrance that we just got to kill at. So I do the right thing by going over to Turbine here, but I immediately turn around because I'm getting a call out that he needs help. So I come over here and I'm just like caught in between two plays. I'm just like going back and forth kind of frantically, I guess. And I should just be calm and collected looking at the entrance coming from Turbine. If I stand on these stairs, even if they do jump up from batteries and go to the battery ledge into Orange Hall, I would see that from these stairs. I would also see that if they were coming from Turbine, I'd be able to see them coming. So it's like kind of like a choke point in a sense. So all I needed to do was stand on these stairs, stay here, and watch those two ways of entering. And I don't do that, and you'll see exactly what happens. He gets enough time to, I think, get a nade on me here. Yeah, a nade and a headshot. It's just a really quick way of dying where I should have been backing that player down. And now it's neck and neck, 42-42, and Camo's coming up soon. And let's see how I play that, because I end up choking that as well. Spoiler alert. And we're going to talk about how not to do that. End up nading my teammate there, which also kind of costed us the game, because there was 3 of us there, and I could have saved his life, basically, because we're 2v1ing someone if he stays alive and, you know, we work on getting that kill together. And I end up, for whatever reason, nading there, and end up killing my teammate in the process.
Power items incoming.
It's no longer us winning right now, so a trade would have been fine if we were, you know, up in kills, but that isn't the case here. Now we have the camos up, I hear that, and so I'm going to play for camo. I have no real intention of grabbing it here unless no enemies are here, and my teammates give me the call that they're distracting them. So I grab the camo and have the mangler, and I'm feeling confident. But look at this. We have an enemy in front of us, and he's also got a mangler. And I was just thinking, I'm undefeatable. I have the camo and a mangler. There's no way that they can win here. And I end up missing this shot by a pixel and dying for it. The way around this is to almost never get in melee range with the camo. The exception is if you have a mangler, like in this case here, but it ends up getting me killed here because this guy also has a mangler, and it's still practically a 50-50 in melee range. So you never want, as you have camo, you want to, you know, make sure you have an advantage, especially with your camo. It can lead to a nice kill streak, but that's not the case here, and I end up dying to this guy. Not only do I miss my shot, but he doesn't miss his melee or his shot, and he ends up winning. That is, you know, the 50-50, and we end up losing there. I would say the main thing that lost us the game was my play in the orange hall there, where I was supposed to be watching those entrances and I wasn't, and because of that, I got nade shotted. So if you're going to take anything away from this, it would be probably the bad camo play at the end, and the orange hall play that I spoke about earlier. So again, just to bring up the camo, what you're supposed to be doing is not getting within melee range, because you bring the chances of you getting in a 50-50, you bring them, you bring that there basically. So you want to be making sure you're not really in melee range unless you have a mangler and you're sure that they don't have like a shotgun or a mangler or anything like that. Basically, the way you want to play camo is wait for your teammates to shoot at somebody, you find that weak player, and you finish them off with your camo. That's that or nade shotting someone, but you don't want to be really within melee range. So that's probably the biggest takeaway from this video, and I hope that you guys you guys learned something from this.